I chose Risk of Rain because it's one of my favorite games. Risk of Rain is a third person shooter developed by Hopoo Games and published by Gearbox Publishing in 2019. Risk of Rain 2 is a sequel to the Risk of Rain that was made in 2013. The first Risk of Rain was a 2D side scroller, whereas Risk of Rain 2 is three dimensional. Risk of Rain 2 offers both single and multiplayer modes with up to 4 people. First, you select if you want to play single or multiplayer. Next, you are offered one of 14 playable survivors. They all have unique and inspired designs and abilities. If you are playing with multiple people can select the same character. They don't limit you in that fashion. So, I'm just gonna pick the one that I relate to the most. I really like the Bandit. My dog's name is Bandit, and I really like the cowboy design. He has a lot of cowboy themed attacks, like a dagger, a shotgun, a flintlock pistol, that kind of deal. You're also offered one of 3 difficulties. There's the easy, medium, and hard, basically, and we're going to be doing medium today. So when you load in, you fall from a pod, as you can see on the right, and you're just thrown into the action. You land on a planet, and you just fight monsters. They all have different themes. Some are bug themed, some are like lizard themed. Also, the bigger ones will have more health. There's some with fire abilities, ice abilities, and those do more damage. When you load in, you start at level 1 with nothing, no money to your name, no experience, and through killing these monsters, you gain experience to level up your character as well as coins to unlock treasure chests. Treasure chests provide you with items, and items are the fruit of this game and how you get stronger. They all have different abilities. For example, the one we just got gives healing. And we just started the teleporter event, which is where you go in and you fight the final boss of each world. The final boss has the most health and does the most damage. On this planet, it's the Beetle Queen, and we are fighting her right now. In this game, there is a scaling difficulty. You start out at the easiest level, and as time progresses, the difficulty will get harder and harder. It's very unique in that way, where if you finish faster, it will be at an easier difficulty, but if you go too fast, you risk not having enough items to be strong enough to fight these monsters, because they get stronger the longer the game goes on. After killing the boss on each planet, you're given a item, as well as plenty of experience to level up your character. After killing the boss, you still have to survive long enough for the teleporter, which is what we started to fight the boss. It has to charge in order to transport us to the next planet. After it's charged, we move on to spending coin, trying to get more items, and then moving on to the next planet. Here we are put onto the second stage, or planet, and it has a completely unique design as opposed to the first planet. There's up to 12 stages and different planets, all with unique biomes. There's snow biome, desert biome. We've had this mossy one for our second. We skipped ahead to just show the next boss fight, and show the difficulty scaling as well. We've moved into the medium difficulty, whereas we started in the easy. Now, the boss does more damage, has more health, and so do all of the other enemies. As you see in the bottom left, we are really low on health. In this game, there is no respawning. There's no redos. You can just come at it again, completely brand new. No items, just a clean reset. So at this point in time, we've spent 9 minutes 35 seconds on this playthrough. And we don't want to lose it all, but if we lost it now, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. There's many different items in this game. Healing items, items that boost your attack, items that boost your defense. There's also gear items that will give you all other abilities that you can then use to fight with, other than your starting ones. Ours are the cowboy themed weapons right now. As we see right there, there was a percentage timer, as mentioned before, just leveling up the teleporter to transport us further. We're now going to skip ahead a few worlds for the sake of time, because it's a very long game. As you see in the top right, we've spent almost an hour on this one playthrough. The game is the same, but changes different playthroughs. They won't give you the same stages or the same enemies every time, but the end goal is always the same. You are transported to the final area. It's a wasteland planet. There's nothing here. It's just rock and dried plants and just nothing. Here we start the final fight. This is the battle against the final boss, the Mithrix. He is the king of nothing. This planet is just void of all life, except for him, just alone here. We play a little reserved because with the final boss and also being an hour into the game, the difficulty scaling has gone so far, they don't even give it a level essentially. It goes easy, medium, hard, insane. And when you're this far in, they just laugh at you. The difficulty scaling is literally just laughter. When it's this far up, you just have to make sure he doesn't hit you, because if he does, you're done. We skip ahead again for the sake of time. We're at 58 minutes, 55 seconds. And we just try to dodge all his crazy attacks and defeat him. His attacks get harder and he unlocks new ones over time. And just like that, after an hour of playing this game, we're left with nothing. And in moments like this, you question who really is the king of nothing. You just spent an hour of your day playing this game for nothing other than enjoyment. And that's why I chose this game, because a lot of online games these days focus on microtransactions and other things to give you serotonin, and that's what they bring to the table. Whereas this game, it's all about the enjoyment and satisfaction you get out of fighting the final boss all by yourself or with a few friends. And if at the end of the day you spent an hour of your time playing for it all to amount to nothing, you can proudly be Mithrix, the king of nothing, but you had a good time. And that's what video games are all about, in my opinion.